Hey, you be studying my arms. I think at times, like, yeah, I'm small, but like, I mean, I try to hold my own the best I can. And
Caitlin Clark left everyone, including Simone Biles, utterly amazed. After the game, Clark and her teammates had an exciting opportunity to meet Biles and Thomas, both 27, who welcomed them with enthusiasm and admiration. The Fever shared a touching video of the meeting on social media, captioned, "The squad was overjoyed to meet Simone Biles and Gabby Thomas after our win. Biles, attending her first WNBA game, couldn't contain her happiness after meeting the team. They were so excited. Oh my god, it's like usually the guys just pass by and say, yup. But they were genuinely thrilled. That was so cool," she mentioned in a video shared on X, previously known as Twitter. She also stated, "Everyone watches women's sports. So happy to support. This is my first of many WNBA games." Gabby Thomas also shared her excitement, posting on X, "First WNBA game of many. Had a blast supporting these stars." With Clark breaking records and inspiring fans, it's evident that the future of women's sports is looking brighter than ever. Their meeting was a memorable highlight, showcasing the support and camaraderie within women's athletics. Tension filled the air in the Indiana Fever's post-game press conference after their intense 84-80 victory over fierce rivals Connecticut Sun. Fever star Caitlin Clark had been going at it all game with Alyssa Thomas and Dejonai Carrington, and as she faced a barrage of questions from reporters, teammate Lexi Hull said something that got her riled up.
What was your intent there to try to make an impact as well as you did tonight?
Thank you. I would say that's kind of my role.
Respectful.
That's kind of, a reason that I'm out there is to try to make an impact defensively, and I know I was undersized going against DB.
Clark instantly broke character, glancing over at Kelsey Mitchell to her left in disbelief, seeking confirmation that she had heard Hull correctly. Then Clark showed her youthful side in her response to Hull's accidental suggestive remark.
Take advantage of that. Caitlin? Yeah. We done.
Oh, Lex.
Looks like Caitlin Clark still has a bit of that teenage boy humor in her, quipped one user on X, formerly Twitter, poking fun at her immature giggles at the Balls reference.
Yeah. We done.
Oh, Lex.
We got a team number.
This one's for Kelsey. Just kind of following up on the.
That's what happens when you grow up with brothers. That stuff is comedy gold. Another chimed in, social media largely sided with the WNBA All-Star, finding Hull's innocent yet dirty words absolutely hilarious. One commenter even offered some advice to Clark's beloved teammate, "Girl, we love you, but you might need some media training if you're gonna be dropping gems like that every game." It's wild to think that the Indiana Fever have finally found their groove, showing off some of the best chemistry in the WNBA right now, especially after how things began.
Do you want to be partners?
Yes.
Okay. What song do you want to perform?
High School Musical soundtrack.
Yeah, High School Musical. That's what we're going with. Or some JB.
We're about to dive into some incredible old press conference footage, and a big thanks to Scott Agnes for capturing the moment. This particular clip is blowing up right now. Lexi Hull, Caitlin Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell are all speaking at the conference. In the middle of the press conference, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell just couldn't hold back their laughter. It's one of those moments where you can really see the team's chemistry shining through, even during interviews.
Proud of our group. I thought we came in very motivated, very excited for this game. I thought our crowd was honestly incredible. They were really into the game. Like, that certainly helps us a lot, especially when you need a big stop there at the end. Like, that's huge. It feels like there's another defender on the floor, and I'm just really thankful for that. And
though I couldn't find the exact clip, they asked Lexi Hull, "What's different since the Olympic break?" Caitlin joked, "Well, she was hanging out with me during the Olympics." Every time Kelsey and Caitlin do an interview, it seems like they're always giving each other props. I'm pretty sure Kelsey Mitchell will snag Player of the Month for August. She's been putting up serious numbers, only second to Aja Wilson, and she's not even in the same conference. It's looking like a caller in the West and Kelsey Mitchell in the East.
I think one of our pillars in our locker room is always resiliency, staying resilient, staying confident. And I think that even when they get down and they get bad, I think we got a resilient group, and I think that's what you guys are seeing.
Kelsey's probably thinking, I'm getting a max contract. We've never even been close to .500 in my career, and now we're 14, 8 in our last 22 games. They should definitely take down Chicago. There's no way Kennedy Carter should be playing in this game, and they're not losing to her in Chicago. They should also beat Dallas. Maybe they won't, because Satu's been playing at an MVP level since her return, but they should win at least one of those matchups. Also, Caitlin Clark mentioned, I've got to admit, Kelsey Mitchell's reaction really says it all. This backcourt duo is the best in the WNBA right now. Seriously, you can't beat Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark together. And right after that, Kelsey had an interview where she said,
Man, y'all know me. I always just been a hooper. I just like the game, and I just like to hoop. I like to enjoy what I'm doing in my craft, and that's what you guys gonna see. I'm gonna keep finding my spots, play with my team, utilize Caitlin and her space and her pace, and stay confident in my shot.
Player of the Year, number 22, Caitlin Clark.
She's got one of the hottest selling jerseys in sports, y'all. According to Fanatics, led by the one and only Michael Rubin, Clark's Indiana Fever jersey is apparently sold out in all sizes.
The Indiana Fever have shared some astonishing figures about their brand's expansion since Caitlin Clark joined the team this season.
First time for a rookie to get a triple-double in franchise history.
One particular statistic about video views is truly eye-opening.
But in addition to the jersey sales, Clark now has an 8-year, $28 million deal with Nike that will include her own signature shoe. The deal is the richest sponsorship contract for a women's basketball player. She deserves it. She deserves it. Now let me say something to all the ladies out there. Somebody coming along and elevating the sport shine ultimately benefits you. Go out there, compete with her, try to bust her up if you want to, and all of that stuff. Just don't hate on the acclaim that she's getting.
They have surpassed the NFL, the powerhouse that usually dominates in all areas. I must say, the Indiana Fever deserves some recognition for actively promoting Caitlin Clark for Rookie of the Year.
Apparently, all the accolades that Caitlin Clark is receiving is because she's white, and the jealous players who are attacking her are really the real victims here.
I just love that she tries to stay grounded, and she says she doesn't, what did she say? She doesn't have a social, she doesn't look at her social, and I get it. I don't either, and I think it's so important to continue to do what she's doing, and no matter what other people do, then if people are negative, it's because they can't do what you do.
Which is well deserved. It was surprising to see that despite all the Fever's posts, there was a noticeable absence of content featuring Clark.
I was just trying to get out of there and didn't see her and kind of collided pretty good. And then we kind of just both fell over. Kind of scary, could have caused a pretty serious injury to me and knocked the wind out of me, but luckily my teammates kind of picked me up and got me off the court. And their AD already came and apologized to me, so I really appreciate that. And that's just what comes with the territory.
If it were up to me, nearly everything would highlight her, yet this data has emerged. The Fever revealed impressive statistics regarding fan engagement this season. So remind me again how Angel Ree and Aja Wilson are the ones making a difference?
You might remember this scene from Monday's Elite Eight postgame in Albany. We had it live here on CBS 2 and Fox 28. That girl getting her shoes signed by Caitlin, and that's the appropriate reaction.
On Saturday, I was like, there's no way I get her autograph. She's such a big deal. There's going to be people lined up down there. Like, it's insane. But on Monday, I was like determined. I was saying before the game, I'm going to get this autograph. It's going to happen. And everybody's like, I hope you do. I got down there and I was wearing Nike Blazers.
Not at all. The Fever are gearing up for the second half of the WNBA season after the All-Star and Olympic break. This year, they have significantly elevated fan engagement throughout the league. The Fever currently lead in attendance for both home and away games.
Do I need to call you the female version of Steph Curry, or do I need to call Steph Curry the male version of Caitlin Clark? I mean, which one is it? Which one is it?
Caitlin Clark's Wilson basketball has been selling rapidly, akin to her swift three-point shots.
I think I'll just be the female version of Steph Curry.
I mean, you hear people talking about you and throwing out those comparisons. Speak about how that makes you feel, about how you've just taken the world by storm because of your shooting prowess.
Yeah, I really feel like I'm still kind of in a dream.
What about Aja Wilson's ball? Is it still elegantly displayed on the shelves, or has it vanished too? To figure out which basketball is driving fans to spend their money so quickly, let's delve into this comparison. Though you might see it as just another basketball, Caitlin Clark's limitless collection is anything but ordinary.
In a real world, I mean, it's kind of crazy, obviously. Those are the players I kind of grew up watching. Obviously, Steph Curry's kind of changed the game, and he's a player I grew up loving. I still love. I watch him all the time. So it's kind of crazy seeing all those NBA players, WNBA players tweet about you, talk about you, but
remember our mention of making history? Get ready, because what Clark has done here is groundbreaking. It's not only Clark's first signature Wilson basketball line.
From Iowa to the WNBA, Caitlin Clark dominating the court, inspiring young women in many ways in her sport and people just to play sports.
But it's also a first for women's basketball since Michael Jordan's era in the 1980s. Can you believe it? Nearly 4 decades have passed before another female player received her own signature line.
I just love that she tries to stay grounded, and she says she doesn't, what did she say? She doesn't have a social, she doesn't look at her social, and I get it. I don't either. And I think it's so important to continue to do what she's doing, and no matter what other people do, then if people are negative, it's because they can't do what you do.
That's a significant interval. The Limitless collection isn't just any assortment of basketballs. It's a narrative woven with Caitlin Clark's own story. Imagine one of the balls containing a handwritten note from Clark during her secondary school days.
I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege. But I do think that she is more relatable to more people because she's white, because she's attractive.
Perhaps referencing her dreams of earning a basketball scholarship or dazzling in the WNBA. Holding such a ball is like holding a piece of basketball history.
Here's the reality. Tommy's right. It's not just race, though. It's also sexuality. Caitlin Clark is a white heterosexual woman in a black lesbian league, and they resent and are jealous of all of the attention and the shoe deal that she got.
But there's more. Each design celebrates the essence of Clark as a player. Her signature move after a three-pointer, it's there. Her record-breaking achievements included. Even her knack for energizing the crowd with her performance is captured in these designs.
You women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty, girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world. Oh, you are. Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all ass private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes.
You might be thinking, these designs are impressive, but are they actually selling? Let me tell you, selling doesn't quite capture the phenomenon. It's a full-blown shopping frenzy. When the collection launched, it featured 4 distinct models priced at $99.95. The EVNXT, the 3,951 game basketball, the WNBA Ascent basketball, and the repetition basketball. The repetition basketball priced at $24.95, also sold out within hours.
Her range, her three-point shooting overall, her flair for testing her range every night and knowing that the other team's going to try to take it away, and she's fearless.
Fans were eager to snatch these up while they could. The overwhelming demand meant that Wilson couldn't keep up. Every model was marked as sold out almost immediately, as if they vanished instantly. If you didn't manage to get one, don't worry. Wilson plans to restock in August. Given the frenzy over Caitlin Clark's collection, you'll need to be quick when they become available again.
The Player of the Year, number 22, Caitlin Clark.
Now, what about Aja Wilson's basketball? Yes, she has her own, and it's time to look into that. Aja Wilson's basketball is part of the Wilson Sporting Goods lineup as well. However, the focus is different. While Clark's collection features unique designs and personal elements like handwritten notes and career highlights, Wilson's basketball follows a different theme.
You know, only being a sophomore, there's always room for growth, and still have 2 more years here. So, you know, I still have plenty time to grow before I go pro, and that's where I want to be. I want to reach the next level. I want to play in the WNBA. So those are my goals long term.
Aja Wilson's basketball, in contrast, lacks the same level of personal flair. While it carries her name and branding, it doesn't feature the unique design elements that make you feel connected to her story. Despite this, Aja Wilson remains a major figure in the basketball world, with her signature style standing alongside stars like Sabrina Ionescu and Angel Reese. It's worth noting that you can even get a miniature version of her basketball, which is pretty cool. You might be wondering about its market performance. Is it selling as quickly as Clark's collection, which flew off the shelves? Here's where things get interesting. Remember how Clark's basketballs sold out within hours, causing a buying frenzy among fans? Aja Wilson's basketball tells a different story. While it is available and people are purchasing it, it hasn't sparked the same level of intense demand as Clark's collection. There has been no buzz about Aja Wilson's basketball selling out within hours, or fans eagerly awaiting restocks. So what's the difference here? It's certainly not about Aja Wilson's talent. She's an exceptional athlete. The key factors appear to be the marketing strategy and unique appeal of Clark's collection. Clark's series is a limited edition signature collection, creating an urgent buy-it-now atmosphere. This exclusivity has significantly contributed to its success. In contrast, Aja Wilson's basketball is part of a broader lineup. While it's a quality product, it hasn't sparked the same level of enthusiasm.
Caitlin Clark, I'm sure you saw, just became the all-time scoring leader in women's college basketball. I'm curious, where would you rank her amongst all-time college players, in your opinion?
Ooh. Does this mean Aja Wilson's career is lacking? Absolutely not. Her basketball remains available, is part of the Wilson Sporting Goods collection, and represents a top-tier player. But when considering market performance and consumer excitement, Caitlin Clark's collection stands out as something truly special.
That's tough because you got to win one. I feel like that college is one of those spaces where you got to win one for them to even have your name in the conversation. And it took me 3 years to win mine, so it's hard. But congratulations to her. I know my teammate KP was just like, yeah, that's huge. That's a lot of points, and that don't take that for granted. They were getting them up 100%. So congratulations to her. But I think she got to win her one to really kind of have her name in that. But I mean, she's always going to be a great player for Iowa.
And you might be wondering, sure, Caitlin Clark's basketball sold out quickly, but why is that such a big deal? It's more than just sales, it's about brand influence. Caitlin Clark has evolved from being just a player to becoming a sensation. When we mentioned her basketballs sold out within hours, it wasn't just luck, it's indicative of a larger trend. Clark's influence is vast. Her involvement turns products into must-haves. Companies have taken notice, and here's where it gets fascinating. Clark isn't just popular, she's transforming the sport. Did you know she's the first female athlete to have her own Wilson collection since Michael Jordan? That's breaking decades-long barriers. So what makes Clark stand out? Why are brands so eager to partner with her? It's a mix of her exceptional talent, magnetic personality, and perfect timing. Her incredible on-court performance is just the start. Clark isn't just an outstanding athlete. She's a record setter whose magnetic presence draws people in. Her influence extends well beyond the basketball court, inspiring young players everywhere. Her hope that her collection would motivate kids to pick up a ball and play is more than just words. It's a message that resonates strongly with both fans and brands. For a broader perspective, Amanda Lamb, Wilson's head of global brand, views Clark as more than just a record-breaking player. She's a cultural icon with a profound impact on the sport. It's remarkable to consider her achievements at such a young age. So what does this mean for Clark? It's impactful. Beyond her work with Wilson, Clark collaborates with major brands like Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm. Given the current trends, this is just the start.